Ready to go then for race 2 for the Quaife Intermarque League as we are rolling towards the start. Ready for the rolling start then, with our field being paced by our first race winner in the number 38 BMW, Keith White. Now this car unfortunately had a major safety car period, or the race did during the first race, so hopefully we're going to get a lot more green flag racing, but as you can see it is very, very slippery as they get the go. Very sideways moment for the blue and white number 28 of Chris Ayling, his Volkswagen Corrado.
The leader there, number 38, getting it really out of shape on the way into the first corner. Really wants to take another win.
Well, he knows he's under pressure. Real pressure from behind from that silver Vauxhall Tigra. Look at the
not good at all. Got two wheels on the grass on the outside.
Well, that's the Corrado spinning, causing that incident, I'm afraid. And off as well goes car number 4, Richard Smith.
Number 4 might be able to get going again, depending how hard he was hit.
Well, slippery surface flags finally, after 30 minutes of ignoring the fact at the hairpin, and these guys of course will have had no experience of that, and for most of the race they'll have either been getting their own cars ready or sitting in them ready to go out in a collecting area. But almost everybody safely makes it through. That's the 99. Went off in race 1 on the last lap. Remember Vic Hope in his Volkswagen Corrado. Car number 4 is going.
He's going, yeah. He's managed to get going again, but no way for number 28. Hit the barriers way too hard, and the front end will be wrecked on that car, unfortunately.
So Chris Ayling is out, I'm afraid, and it is Keith White that leads from Tommy Field, with the Caterham of Bill Cookson right behind him, car number 86. Cookson giving a really good account for himself. Won Class A in the first race, leading it in the second. He's got Chris Brockhurst behind, car number 89. And Paul Eve is the next man through. Car number 36 as the Caterham gets a fantastic weave on through the S's, and it's still weaving, because especially in the rain, once those wheels start spinning, Charlie, it's the devil's own job to stop them.
Yeah, that is very true. And also just looking at the spray, massive big power slide there on the exit of the hairpin, and again on the brakes, they're really not looking at these flags. It is showing that there is a slippery surface at the hairpin, but they're just stamping on the brakes, getting locked up.
Well, that's off the S. Oh, that's off
Devil's Elbow.
Yeah, that's off Devil's Elbow. I think that might be 68 again, Mark Fuller, who got locked up and almost got hit by Daniel Smith at the hairpin.
With that Mercedes bodywork, yeah?
Yeah, might well be. No, it wasn't Fuller, so who's dropped down the order? It's Malcolm Harding, car number 50, who has gone off. So Malcolm Harding in his Mercedes SLK. Looks like he's hit the barriers hard. Here's the battle for the lead though. Keith White leading Tommy Field. Keith White getting very sideways in that BMW. Winner of race 1 here, but this is going to be a much closer affair, and he's skating as he finds the grease under braking, goes to the inside, and figuring probably if somebody's laid muck at the hairpin, it'll be on the racing line, likely as not.
Yeah, it's going to be all the way down, pretty much all the way to Devil's Elbow now. It would have dragged, you know, from the underneath of each person's car from the previous race all the way down to the Devil's Elbow. And just looking at the amount of spray, there wasn't actually that much spray in the previous race, but these cars have got proper wet tyres, and they've got, you know, they're going slightly quicker, so it's dispersing the spray from underneath the car aerodynamically up into the air. So even though the circuit's the same as the previous race not 2 minutes ago, there's a lot more spray because of the speed of the cars.
Well, the only tunnels they'd ever heard of in the 1960s when the previous race cars were designed were the ones you drove through, not the ones you had under your cars. And quite a lot of the reason you can see these have got, you know, front splitters, rear wings, and definite venturi at the back to suck the air out from under the car. Oh dear, finding all the slippery stuff there. That's car number 91, Baz Johnson. And he had trouble with his Peugeot in race 1.
Yeah, it looks like a mechanical problem, like a suspension problem, because the way that car just went from underneath him at that speed, there must have been something broken from underneath. So,
well, here we have a real three-way battle for the lead, and a big sideways moment for Chris Brockhurst. Goodness me, that's another 10 BPM added to his heart rate. Keith White leads, Tommy Field in second, Chris Brockhurst in third.
Tommy Field really is not going to let this guy win again. He does not want Keith White to take another win. He really, you can just see it in the cars. The car's body language means, I mean business, I'm not letting you get away with this, sunshine.
Well, that, I have to say, is the sexiest looking Vauxhall Tigra I think I've ever seen. You know, second only to maybe a factory-built Trophy Andros ice racer, which was about as wide as it was long, and that's exactly the same. Really great looking car, and he is giving it everything.
There's a couple of different lines there as well. The BMW taking the middle of the track, being safe, but that's where the grease was from earlier on. And you'd think that some of them would be using a little bit more road on the exit, getting that power down and spreading it across the track.
Well, again, they've probably gone out wide towards the curbs on lap 1 or 2 and had a major wheel spin moment and gone, right, okay, stay away from there. Again, you know, the logic is, if you don't know where the oil or whatever it is down, is that it is likely to be on the racing line, because that's where most people will drive. So you try and avoid it if you can. Three-way lead battle in race 2 of the Quaife Intermarque League, and out front is the red BMW of race 1 winner Keith White. Tommy Field in second place, the silver Vauxhall Tigra, and in third place car 89. Giving chase is Chris Brockhurst in his white and black Vauxhall Tigra.
Here we go, maybe a challenge from Tommy Field to do the cut back on the inside. That BMW's got a lot of power, so it's going to be very hard to get that power down onto the tarmac with the coolant that's been spilt from the previous race and the conditions that they're having to deal with. So Tommy Field really on a mission there, and he's definitely got the legs around that hairpin.
Well, you can see they are catching Michael Pearce in the black car. They've gone by him. Next up, Vic Hope, number 99, a very standard-looking VW Corrado.
Oh, a big flame from the back there, kind of right.
Fabulous.
That's
Look at that. You can really see how these guys are powering their way through.
Spin.
Don't lift, don't lift. Keep it in, just breathe the throttle there. Well held, Chris Brockhurst.
He's now got a bit of clean air. He's got to now try and catch the two leaders battling it out to try and be in with the chance, really.
Well, he needs a good run past the back marker, and he gets one through the S's. Oh, not really. But if these guys keep setting to, he will lap quicker. And in fact, Brockhurst was quickest on the last lap by 0.3 of a second. But there are only 3 minutes remaining, so 3 more laps from now they'll get maybe even a 4th lap from now. Keith White, Tommy Field across the line. Chris Brockhurst is 2.4 seconds behind second place now from what was more like 0.6 or 0.7. And it is a lead battle that the second place man, car 8, Tommy Field, is not going to give up easily. Well, it does look a little as though Keith White and the BMW has settled in, but they are now catching traffic fast and furiously. The race balance could easily change.
Okay, so here we are on board. You can see a saloon car in front, a little spray being kicked up with the car behind with Mick Grant in the Tiger R6. Braking now for the long right-hander. Listen to the throttle control. Having to go on and off, on and off, on and off, just getting that car balanced, and can't get the power down because these things are so light and there's no grip.
See how much traction advantage the Peugeot 205 in front of him had. Front wheel drive, little more weight, little more traction. And as you say, Charlie, with the Caterhams and the Tigers, you know, very, very minimal weight indeed. And it means that wheel spin is always just a twitch of the toe away.
So here we go, braking, down the gears. This is where the coolant's been spilt. Turning in. Jab of the throttle to get the back end out, and then try and power the car out of the corner, getting as much traction as you possibly can to chase your rival in front of you, because you want that place in front of them.
Mick Grant leading his class with a 2-litre engine, and now the leader has managed to put traffic between himself and second place man Tommy Field. Keith White with breathing space for the first time. His BMW Z4 Bread van comes to the line, and there is 1 minute and 11 seconds left, which means he'll get at least one more lap before the final lap board is shown. 10-minute race duration, but he will cross the line a few seconds before the end of that 10 minutes next time round. Tommy Field in second, Chris Brockhurst still in third place. Fourth place man Bill Cookson leading his class, Philip Young in fifth leading his class, and the other class leaders are Mick Grant in the 53 camera car, he's leading his category, and Nick Starkey, the number 11 car, He's leading his category. Good battle here as well. This is number 14, Dan Smith, now back in front of Philip Young. So that is a change of battle, not just for 5th, but also for the lead of their class. As the leader comes out of Shaw's hairpin, he'll get to the line with about 10 seconds remaining, more than that, maybe 15 seconds remaining. Onto the last lap then. So they're being shown the last lap board, and he's got a comfortable margin now, unless he gets tripped up by a back marker, Charlie.
Yeah, back markers can be to your aid sometimes, but also to your peril as well. So he's managed to clear that one very, very easily. He's got a nice big gap. As long as he just keeps his cool, he's on for another race win, because he won the previous race. And when I spoke to him earlier down in the pit lane, he said he'd won 4 or 5 of the races this year already. So he's really on form in this. Looks like Colin White prepared car that races in the Janittas. CWS, the little stickers on there.
It's a great looking piece of kit, isn't it? You know, really nicely prepared, nicely liveried, well thought out, well prepared and well driven as well. So he's having a really good time. It hasn't been easy for him. The first race, most was spent behind the safety car. This, apart from the last 2 laps, he's been under pressure all the way. But it is win number 2 of the weekend for Keith White. 2 wins today. Tommy Field will cross the line now in 2nd place. And in the background, Chris Brockhurst in 3rd spot. So good racing by them. 4th place is Bill Cookson, the number 86 Caterham 7. And he comes across the line now to win his class. There is number 14, Daniel Smith, very sideways, really pushing hard. And he's just behind Bill Cookson, in fact. Dan Smith taking 5th position and his class victory. And our cameraman Mick Grant is going to win the class for the Tiger sports cars, I believe. He was leading comfortably last time round, and here he comes again, just
slipping and sliding his way out of that hairpin. Slipping and sliding, still sliding now probably.
Yeah, wheel spin is your constant companion in anything other than bone dry conditions on a smooth road, if you've got a car like that. Well, congratulations to him, he claims victory. And I think car number 11, Nick Starkey, in his Caterham Superlight, will win Class B. Keith White, the overall winner then for the 2nd time today. Tommy Field taking 2nd position. And in 3rd place is Keith Brockhurst. So, race 1, White, Field and Brockhurst. Race 2, White, Field and Brockhurst. Consistent and quick, but they're going to have to do something to catch Keith White. The winner of our last race, who also won the first race of the day in the Quaife Intermarque Challenge, and he is with Jenny Gow.
Keith, congratulations. The conditions out there, you were just saying some of the toughest you've raced in.
I've never raced on such a slippery track in my life, and I've raced on a lot of tracks in the wet, but there's so much oil gone down with those accidents, and you couldn't control the car at all. It's unbelievable.
I mean, we've just seen the Tigers going out. You're lucky you're in quite a heavy BMW. They're going to struggle, aren't they?
I think they're going to have some fun and games putting around the hairpin in a minute. You can't stop at the top.
I correct myself, I apologise. Their Caterham's going out. From this distance, you can't quite tell, but they are going to struggle either way. But congratulations, 2 race wins, a good meeting for you.
Yeah, very good meeting. Thanks to the team, all my lads that helped me. Thank you.
Good stuff, well done. Congratulations.
Good stuff indeed.